Okay, welcome to a painting live stream for Super Fantasy Brawls, Jacques le Beau from round 2. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to get the Citadel onto the live stream from last time. But we're certainly going to try and show Jacques le Beau. We're going to do it in real time with Citadel contrast paints as always. I'm just bringing up the live stream so I can see any chat going on, hopefully as we go along. So we're just going to go cracking straight to it and see how see if we can do this in around about an hour. What a miniature. The Jacques le Beau, I really like this character in terms of its miniature and the way he plays as well. He's very much running around trying to get in there. He's got a stupid card, his red card. Hang on, have I got the if I could show, maybe not. Nope, I don't think I do. Okay, he's got a red card effectively, which is an attack. For every red card in your discard pile, you get an extra attack. It can do insane amount of damage. It's situational. Has a lot of these super strong cards are, but just really like his character and how he plays. So I'm going to start painting this guy up straight away. So I'm going to start with the Guillimen flesh, my standard skin color. Oh, I'll tell you what, we're going to need some water first. Sorry. Oh, there is. Okay. So let's put this away for a second. So a bit of Guillimen flesh. Very small amount of skin showing. Just inside of here. And just cut across this. Now, again, red bandana. It's going to go straight over that flesh cut tone anyway, so don't worry too much. But we're talking about something you barely be able to see, especially when it's on the board most of the time. Okay. Okay, so from that, I think, to be honest, I think I'm going to go straight into the red. If we look at the art, we're looking at some brown on the hat. We do have some grey-white sleeves. Actually, we could do that. And this kind of grey-white trousers with stripe brown on it. A lot of browns, some reds as well. So actually, let's go with that white first of all, because we've got the Apothecary white. Standard white colour. And let's go straight in with this. I've forgotten how big these bases are, by the way. Don't fit in my holder. Not this problem, because there's plenty to be able to hold on to. Again, not worrying too much about... You've got to think what you're painting on. We're going to be painting over this with gold and everything else, so it doesn't matter if I get this a little bit over. I'm actually going to put this over all of the leg. I'm not worried about the stripes with the white. And this will give it, again... Just if you haven't used contrast before, how grey this look will not look anywhere near as grey once it dries. It does calm down quite considerably and tone down quite considerably. Okay, just having a little look at this chest. I think we'll do this white as well. Well, I can see on the art, but that'll be fine. Right, cool. So that's the white. And I think we'll go straight into the red. So my go-to red, Blood Angels red. Nice vivid red colour here. Oops, try not to hit the stand as I go. And we'll start with the face mask. Now, I've been painting Marvel United recently. Really liking it. The miniatures, the chibi. Is this hair? Yes, this is hair. This is hair. This is not part of the bandana or scarf, if you will. Then we go to what looks like the shoulder pad, shoulder armor. Again, it's gold, so not being too. You kind of want to get the red in the edges there. So going over it is not a problem. The gold will go over this red, no problems. So rather not have any white showing and a gap. And then worry about the gold afterwards. Okie dokes. So let's bring it over to the other. Oh, hello. That's slightly different, isn't it? So I think this, looking at the art, is not red. So we'll do this red. As we go into the back now. Okay, and then he's got some red around the sash around his chest here. It's just around the sash, not actually his tunic, his coat. I want to get in that back there. Okay. And it looks like a red cloak. So this is where we could get a pooling effect happening on the cloak itself. So you're going to be a little bit sparing on the red. Just play it by ear as you go along. Making sure to move the paint around while it's wet. Again, we've got a gold trim, so I'm not too fussed about going over that with the red. So just push the paint around. Just want to pull the paint away from any raised edges. You see here, I'm really not being fussed about going over these edges. Don't worry, they will come out good in the end. I mean, obviously, the more effort you take on this point, the less effort you have to do painting it elsewise. Let's go on the inside the same. What are they? I don't know. Oh, that's part of his bandana. So actually that's red as well, which makes life a bit easier. As I go down here. Oops. Again, not too fast. It's all going in with the gold anyway. Okay, pretty happy with that. Okay, so we've got our red cloak done. And then there's two parts of the sash that come down here. And honestly, with the amount that I want to paint, this is why, not speed, I wouldn't call it speed painting, I just said using contrasts in its most easy form, where I'm literally going in with one coat for most of it. And that's the red done. So that's Blood Angel's red. Make sure to clean my brush in between as always. If there's anyone on the chat at all on where it's Sunday night, but you know. Is anyone on the chat at all? How are you going with your Super Fantasy Brawl, or what are you painting at the moment as well? Oh, actually, I've missed out 2 red. I'm going to get that red back. Just noticed on the hat. These 2 little parts that come up from the hair, it seems. Because this is not, this is hair. Yeah, this is hair. Cool. Okay, that's better. Right, so let's move on to... I think we'll go straight on to the browns now. So I'm looking at Wyldwood, really. Look at this brown. It could use a bit of snakebite leather. Yeah, let's use some snakebite leather. So go snakebite leather for the hat. And again, we've got gold trim around, so again, not being too... I mean, that's the thing that's going to take the time in this paint, in this miniature, is the gold. Snakebite leather too light. I quite like it. Going with the gauntlets. Well, slightly different brown for the... It's going to be a darker brown, so again, not worried too much about getting it. This guy is your jousting hero. And the beauty of this character in particular is the amount of metal he has just makes it so much easier to not have to worry about certain things. I think I'll do the boots in this colour as well. I'm going to do the armour slightly differently. So I am being careful at the top of this boot, because this is where the white is, and I don't want to go over the white, of course. Again, I don't know how many times I've said it, pretty much in every video. It's so good just to see your miniature taking shape as you paint along. One of the beauties of contrast paints. I think we go with a kind of Cygor brown around the heel there. Okay, as we keep painting along. Yeah, and just seeing the immediate effects of your painting is just so cool. He's already slowly coming together. Okay, just go up here. There we go. So that's the leather bits that I want to do. I mean, what we can do is once it's completely dry, you can go over areas that you've already painted again to darken the tone, which is something I might do. So I quite like that lightish tone though. Oh, actually, completely forgot about the underside of the hat. Let's just quickly do that. Okay, so from that brown to now we're going to move on to the Wyldwood, which typically is used for wood, as the name suggests, but it's a really nice darker brown. So I'll start by getting this middle part. Then the next darker brown I've got is Cygor brown. So the brown's really nice in the contrast range, the Citadel contrast range. I really like them. Yeah, remember where you do metal will go over any of this paint. That's really important to note. Okay, next one, we'll move. How's it going? Jealousy? Jealousy, I'm trying to pronounce that name. Are you a Super Fantasy Brawl player? Or Citadel Contrast Paints painter? Mythic Games fan? I suppose there's lots of different ones. And then we've got all of this. Ah, sweet. All of this is the one colour, so I'm just going to cut in there. And in here. This makes life a bit easier. Nice. Is that all of it from round 1 and 2? Super Fantasy Brawl. I do like the addition of the round 2 characters. I think they're looking great. And just adds a bit more variety to the game, which is always good. Ah, you got Speed Paint. Is it Army Painter? Speed Paint that you've got. I've heard they're a little bit thinner than Citadel contrast paints, so flow a bit easier. Okay, only 2 sets, cool. I think we're all just waiting for it to come into retail, so in a way, so we can play in stores and get it just a bit more out there. That'd be cool. But it's been very, very successful with my kind of game group and stuff like that. as well. I'm just going to go in with a slightly darker brown at the top here. See how that comes out. So have you managed to play the game yet? Come up to here. Again, this is all lined with gold, which could take quite considerable time. We'll find out when we get to it. So that's why I'm trying to just get through these bits. Might just a bit of a corner there. So is that all? Oh, there we go. Same here. This inside leg. It's a strap, isn't it? Okay. So you can do that. I think I'm just gonna paint that. I need to get into the. Some of these are quite tricky to get into. There it goes. Now this shoulder, I think this is still brown as well, actually. With, again, gold trim, as always. And then perhaps a metal bit by the face, I'm thinking. Which would be cool. You can always see the I love this as it starts to dry. You really get the feel of the colours. Now it looks messy to start with, okay? So this is looking messy because of all that lining. But more online on BGA, yeah, really good online. But on Real, it's more difficult to play without mistakes. Oh, definitely. Massive on Board Game Arena. Ever since they did that tournament play, it's been very, very big on online with people, especially with lockdown and everything. People being able to play online. But it's just such a great game. As you play it more and more, you get less and less mistakes. But I constantly do mistakes as well. Right, I'm thinking black for that. Those should be brown as well. But still definitely one of my favorite games that I own. So much fun. Okay, so that's the Wyldwood finished. Actually, I'm going to do the straps with this as well. So I'm going to go in. Over these. Again, it's going to be a lot of metal work on this. I forgot to paint that bit. Never mind. I mean, that's pure metal, isn't it? Ideally, wait for this to dry, by the way. But for the sake of time, I'm just doing it now. Miniatures are, God, the miniatures are absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't agree more. And they're just such a joy to paint. I had slight withdrawal symptoms when I finished round 1. Painting round 1. I was like, oh, I've got no more to paint. So disappointed. So to get the second lot through has been It's been great. But as I say, I got that Marvel United through. And I was like, oh my god, these are fun to paint too. I'm really, really enjoying those models as well. Any more strapping? I think that's it. Yep. Okay, cool. It's coming together. I do need to touch up some of that snakebite leather, that's for sure. Yeah, I think it's. I've played a few skirmish games, 2-player skirmish games, and although they're all quite different, Super Fantasy Brawl has always been one that's been the most streamlined, I felt, which I've really liked. It's a problem that they've got a few unbalanced characters, but other than that, it's really good. Oh, actually, before I finish with the Wyldwood, I need to do the stripes of his trousers, because that's very much the same colour. So they are modelled. Probably could just see my my hand rather than anything else on that. Apologies. As with everything, I'm just letting the paintbrush do all the work. Cool. The other one. A lot harder to get to the next one. Oh, that's a real pain, actually. Sorry if this is going out of view. Trying to get a good angle so I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, wow. Easier said than done, isn't it? Okay, pretty happy with that. You can always touch up with a bit of white base anyway. So we've got stripes. So what other base colours do we need before we start doing metal? Hair. Cygor brown for the hair. Got a nice deep brown. Okay, it's around the back here, and then up to here. Is that? Do you reckon that's hair? I think so. Oop. And that is the hair finished. Okay, so we've got the hair as well. Nice dark brown hair. Ah, Paris, another French player. Awesome. Jacques the Beautiful. Yes, exactly. Well, hopefully it will be beautiful. We'll soon find out. Good night, and hopefully see you again. And hopefully your painting of Super Fantasy Brawl follows the same way. Just looking at here, I just need a little bit of colour there, I think. I'm going to go in with this dark. It's better. Okay. Cool. So with that in mind, I think we'll do this scabbard actually in this brown as well. He seems to have a lot of browns, so I'm happy to just keep going with the browns. But some of this is hard to get your brush in without painting over all the rest of it. Just got to get the right angle, I suppose. Cool. There we go. So I think that now finishes all the just normal colours we're going to use for Jacques. Obviously not done the base yet. We'll do that last of all. Then we're going to move on to clean the brush. Very important to keep cleaning your brush. Don't want any paint to stick to it. I think we're going to move straight on to all the metalwork now. So, changing my brush so I don't wreck my Winsor Newton. So all of the gold trim, I'm going to use Retributor armour. The sword itself, blade, I'll use Leadbelcher. So I'm going to go straight into this. Now, he's got a lot of gold. The sword is gold. The buckles are gold. The trim is gold. Everything is gold. So just getting a decent amount of that Retributor armour onto my palette. A little bit of water. Thin it down. And then we'll get started. So, again, it's all been modelled for you, so nice and easy. But this is effectively where you need to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more precise. But the detail, what I really missed about these models and what I love about them is the detail is, and because they're quite big models really, they're so easy to paint. If you're starting out painting, honestly, I've said this before, but you can't go too far wrong with Super Fantasy Brawl miniatures. That was a bit over the top, wasn't it? Is the hat done? That definitely needs to go darker, I think. I don't know. We'll see what it's like when we're finished. Making sure you're thinning down your paint quite regularly is quite important as well. And this could take a little bit of time, actually. There's a lot to line. Just trying to get good angles so I can see what I'm doing. Nearly. Okay, we could do the same up there. So yeah, it's quite a lot of this gold which will be going on. But Retributor is such a great metallic colour. Whoa, my hand just shook like anything then. Didn't seem to be too much of an issue. Oops. And we can continue down here. Again, just fantastic detail on the miniature, making life much easier for the painter. Gold buckles, everything? Yeah, everything's gold. Oh. That's a weird one. I think this is all gold. Why not? Let's give him a all gold shoulder armor. He's pushing the bow out on that one. Because this is slightly different to the other shoulder, obviously. It's like extra armor for his on guard. As he does. And then bringing I've said it before, but the French players are absolutely dominant in this game. Absolutely dominant. Force to be reckoned with. I suppose Mythic Games are a French company, so maybe that's got part reason to do with it. But really nice guys as well. Great community. Obviously running the online league way back. Now it was. Many French players, and they're absolutely fantastic. Fantastic people. He's coming along. Real joy to paint, as always. These miniatures are so great.
think it's a must. If you've got this game, you've got to be painting the miniatures. Doesn't matter what quality comes out. Any painted miniature is going to be better than the plastic. Especially because they're used so much. They're so fundamental to the game itself. But Mythic Games, as always, knocking it out of the park with their miniatures. Okay, next we got some buckle things. And it's a gold sword. I told you, there's a lot of gold. But he's quite a fancy old fencer, this guy. Okay, yeah, I see the shape now. So it comes down. Again, the Leadbelcher will go over any mistakes I make. But I do have a crazy amount of painting to do. Because receiving the rest of Joan of Arc, I've made a dent. Started, especially with the siege, done a fair amount of the castle. But loads to paint for that, of course. I'll be slowly going through that content. And then Solomon Kane, Wave 2, should be coming anytime soon. That'll be a lot more to paint. And wow, what the miniatures in that game are just amazing. So I've got all that to paint as well. Let's go down his right hand side, my left. So yeah, a lot, and obviously all that Marvel United to paint. But you know, slowly does it, and we'll eventually get there. That was pretty terrible. It's one of my favourite miniatures in the new set for sure. Don't seem to be trying to get in there without hitting all the shirt like I just did. It's not too bad. Okay. It's looking pretty good. Again, let's go gold daggers. Because why not? Okay, legs next. Just make sure you thin down your paint, your metallics, if they're base paints. Because they will dry up while it's on it. I'm not using a wet palette or anything, so... This Retributor armor is so good. He's really coming now. I've just realised something. I was wondering why the picture's not as good as it should be. I haven't got my spotlight on. That should give a better colour. Apologies. It's like this is very dull light. I'll be moving house relatively soon, fingers crossed. So hopefully gonna make the production quality a lot better. Oh, hang on a minute. Hey, that comes down. No, it doesn't. Okay. We just have a touch. Oh, God. If I can, yeah, touch of gold there, and then around the edge there. And around. Really like that. Gold really coming through now. Getting there, aren't we? It's just the chunky detail makes it so much easier to paint. Okay. Let's do these up here. I think is next, and then we've got the whole cloak. So even though there's a lot to paint, it's not taking a stupid amount of time. What are we on now? 50 minutes. Don't know if there's anyone else in the chat where they're playing Super Fantasy Brawl, painting it. Favourite characters? Mine's still Arquette. Got to stay with your true loyalties. Corvash is unfortunately still way too overpowered. But hopefully, when we come to competitive play, whenever that will be, I'm sure he will be sorted. Again, it doesn't really matter for casual play. Oop. Water to that. You'll notice when it's drying out because the paint just won't flow. You put it on the miniature and it'll kind of like give you an uneven coat and it'll stick, as it were. Okay, cloak time. Still got a decent amount. I could do with a bit more. Just gonna get more paint on there, like so. Perfect. Right. It's going to be a decent amount of red. Red? What am I talking about? Red. A decent amount of gold, yeah. It's pretty poor painting there, if I don't mind saying so myself. We could try and fix that actually before it dries, if we can get this wet enough. Before just try and... Cool. I think that may have done it. It may not have done it. I don't know. This was find out later. I don't think it did. Okay. Really getting close now, which is cool. That doesn't look too bad. And again, it's only because the detail is so clear and crisp on these miniatures that make this so easy to paint. I've forgotten how much fun and easy these things are to paint. Nice. We'll try and get in. Easier said than done, this bit. Will do. And that is the cloak done. I think that is all the gold done. Took off all the paint off there, obviously. And I held it. Oh, hang on. Missed a bit on his hat. There he goes, a little buckle on his helmet and his hat. He's looking awesome. Now, let's do these daggers with, I think, rather than, I can do, excuse me, I'm going to do black. Oops. Bit of black Templar for the handles themselves. Which should look quite nice against the gold and the red. Honestly, so good miniatures. But then the quality of board game miniatures nowadays is so good. The technology of molding and everything has improved no end. I'm very looking forward to Anastasia as well. Mythic Games' next Dungeon Crawl edition. It looks pretty cool with the kind of mounts and stuff that they got on there. I think we need to darken that hat. I don't know. No, maybe not actually. Right, that's that. So let's go back to my other brush, and we're going to go with some Leadbelcher base. It's kind of the classic metal coloured. Quite short on the brush then. Never mind. Gets one sword. A dagger. And then these swords. He is the dueling expert, Jacques le Beau. And as I say, he's got some pretty shenanigan type plays to his arsenal. I haven't played him much, to be fair. Not played him much at all, really. So he's a character I want to play a bit more. Because it's not easy to get into, is it? Ah! I'm just moving on to the other one. Try and get in there a minute. Okay. Cool. Okay, so that's the metal work all done. That's everything all done, I think. Oh no, I just noticed the little buckles on his shoulder pad there. Let's get in there. It's certainly looking a lot more the part. He spins out of control. So I've still got some gold left. So look at these here. That one as well. There we go. So there's just a few little bits with the snakebite leather I need to go into. Oh, and we need to do the heel. Right, okay. So I'll get that snakebite black. I'll get that black Templar back. Just gonna go and do this heel here. And the same over here. Oh god, I've left a whole bit there, haven't I? Excellent. And we'll get that snakebite leather back. A bit of red as well, actually. Come to look at it. A little bit missed, so completely missed off that bit. All looks fine. Where's the other bit I missed? Oh, there it is. Cool. He is now pretty much done. So all that's left now is for the base and just a little bit of red. I just noticed one little bit there. So let's do that while we've got time. So we're on just over an hour now. There we go. Terrible. I'll sort that out literally in a second. Get paint off that. Get that red off that metal. Just
Okay, Jacques le Beau. It's looking pretty awesome. We need to get some. Am I going to put? I think just normal oil on the metal work there. Right, so we'll start with Aggaros Dunes. To start with. And we're going into the kind of earthy, muddy bits. This. A lot of it seems to be rock, so it's hard to tell, isn't it? That's definitely rock. That's rock. Maybe this is not rock. I don't know. Okay. Maybe there's a lot more mud than I think there is. I suppose that they can grow. You know, grass can grow out of rocks, I guess. Smack my head against the camera mount there. Okay, that'll do. I think I'll do the rest as rock. So now I'm going to go straight into Warp Lightning Green for the grass. Because I want it to be uniform in terms of... I've got camo green now, which is probably a bit more realistic green for grass, but I've done all the other Super Fantasy Brawl colours, miniatures with this green, so it doesn't really make sense changing it now. It's coming off the... Oh, that's weird. Doesn't like that, does it? Weird. So just hitting these grass tufts now. Drop it on my lap. Cool. Grass tufts done.
Then we go... Oh, no, not grass tuft. There's one in the middle. Small little grass tufts. They just missed off there. Let's get those done as well. Spot on. That's it. Finally, bascilicanum grey for the stonework, and for the... Oh no, we're going to do null oil for the blades, aren't we? I think I decided. Now don't worry too much about getting some of the other colours onto this. Because if it's like green tinges or whatever it might be, it'll just help to break up. I mean, obviously this goes a bit ridiculous, then you can just push off it. Bit bleeding grass, I don't know. It doesn't really matter too much. It's not looking too bad. Okay. I think Jacques le Beau is finished. Pretty happy with everything there. We do need to do a little bit of null oil on the old weapons there. Need to paint around the outside, so just grab the null oil a minute. Okay. No, shade. Okay. Just onto the silver parts of the blade here. Number one, that'll just take
Take away any excess. Just give them a little bit of life, I suppose. I don't know what you call it. A little bit, dull them a little bit. The gold I don't want to dull at all. It's looking good. And last but not least, need to do the base. Might as well do that now. So just a black base acrylic. Bit of water. And trying not to hold the non-oiled. Again, if time isn't much of an issue for you, then waiting for things to dry is the by far way you should do it. I'm going up to the edges of this one. Man, these are chunky bases. Before I was painting Marvel United, I was painting Lord of the Rings and Elder Scrolls Call to Arms with just normal sized bases. And this flashy bases and stuff. This is really cool. Cool. Jacques le Beau is finished. So that's an hour and 15 minutes. From start to finish in real time. Hopefully just showing the fact that, you know, you can paint these miniatures in a relatively short space of time. To a good enough tabletop standard. So yeah, he's going to look awesome on the table. Well, I hope you enjoyed another painting video. The first live stream or painting video of Super Fantasy Brawl Round 2. I do have from the same expansion, which one is it called? So from Hot Trick, that expansion, got Nickit and a little L, Lily, which are going to be cool to paint up as well. So be sure to watch out for more painting videos. I hope you enjoyed that one. That was Jacques le Beau for Super Fantasy Brawl Round 2. Hope you enjoyed it, and keep painting. Until next time.